setting will be in the area of the Sword Coast, which is a D&D actual setting. It may be a little bit bastardized for our uses. It won't be exactly like it is on the map, so apologies to anyone who's a diehard D&D fan out there that's going, well, this isn't topographically correct. I don't care. You guys are going to be in the town of Leylon, and Phandalin is not too far away. Waterdeep is the major city that is close by, but it is quite a few days of travel by land and or sea. So Leylon is right near the ocean. However, to get to the ocean, you usually have to go through the marshes to get there, which is a swampy area just outside of the Leylon town. They used to have barges that they would sort of carry things through to the ocean to cart them through to Waterdeep. But over time, the marshes have become a little bit more dangerous with creatures and things and disappearances of boats. So they've kind of stopped doing it by sea and are now doing it by land. So your main sort of travel between Neverwinter through to Waterdeep is Leylon as your middle ground and by land. So that is sort of the idea of it. So Leylon is right in between these two major cities, and that is the setting, the area in which you guys reside.
Woo, Neverwinter. I've actually heard of that place.
Yeah, because of the MMORPG.
Yes.
Yeah. 100%. All right. So we're going to go back. The journey from Leylon to Phandalin is much shorter than the one time you all rode along to Waterdeep, but it still feels like forever for three young and adventurous boys. The past days of travel have been uneventful, the nights were even quiet. You all sit on the back of the cart drawn by the humble ass known as Joe Nathaniel. Cannon. Your cart is empty now, aside from a few precious minerals. The rest of the stock now dropped to the contact in Leylon to be exported to Waterdeep for sale. The numerous empty crates and baskets sit alongside you all, and occasionally you make a game of tossing a rucksack to land it in one of the baskets. Your fathers all carry simple axes or one-handed swords, and yours, Bailey Bramblethorn, he also carries a shield. They've nary ever had to use them, opting to use the weapons as tools instead, carving the roast beast or chipping away at logs to make kindling for the fire. It's been only 2 years since you all settled into the Phandalin ways, and it feels as though the escape to the country everyone was looking for may be the most boring adventure you all could have been a part of. But the men seem to be enjoying themselves all the same. And these trips, as dull and uneventful as they seem, still beat staying home and helping the townsfolk's parents or barkeep with their chores. As night creeps in on another long day of travel, you have a few moments to yourselves, and you're given the task of gathering wood for the night's fire, and you head off into the woods. Your father's calling out to let you know to stay within earshot. The men know the simple task of collecting firewood should only take a few minutes in the dense underbrush of the nearby woods, but they allow for young boys such as yourselves to take a bit of time. Now you can explore.
Wow.
That's...
I'm so put on the spot.
Oh no! How do
Where's my dungeon?
That's... How can I stab Santa from the woods as a child?
I think Bailey's just gonna hop off and just run into the bush and start looking in what he can find, some flowers or just exploring.
All right. So you guys are running into the woods.
Yeah, I'll
Bailey's
follow
weird. I'm just
Bales.
gonna stand and watch him run. No, I'm gonna go.
Alrighty. So you jump off the back of the cart and you run into the woods, excited to finally get off the cart for the few hours of travel that you've had to endure before your last rest. You're armed with sharpened sticks. As boys, you just seem to twiddle away at these sort of things, and you leave the campsite behind you, heading into the dense wood. Dry summer and an early autumn fall means the wood's littered with debris and sticks, and dead wood are in abundance, so it's quite easy to obtain. The evening is just beginning to darken, so the sun just losing its shine behind the high mountains of the Sword Coast nearby. And as you continue to progress through the woods, you just hear the men sort of shouting out to you, saying, "Be careful, son!" And they start to open up their ale for the night as you progress in.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow. Which kid wants to be stabbed first? Is this how this begins? Murderous children?
Good son.
I'm gonna Bailey's just got his head in the grass, just looking at bugs and
Yeah.
He's a weird
Yeah.
child.
He's gonna turn to cliche and he's like, a dandelion.
I'm gonna hit it out of his hand with my stick and be like, on guard! I'm serious.
You guys can fight each other if you want. I mean, you're boys. You're about 8 or 9 years old, just for a bit of context at the moment. In these early days for you guys.
Right. Slightly plump Bailey's just gonna stumble backwards and onto his butt.
You're useless. On guard!
Okay, I challenge.
Alrighty. So roll for initiative, straight up. 2 minutes in, roll for initiative against each other.
14 and 11.
What's your dex? You got an initiative bonus to use as well.
+2.
Alrighty.
16. Well, because
So
my guard...
brandishing your stick, you on guard, and then go to. What
Yeah.
are you trying to? You're not trying to stab.
Well, I
him,
yell
are you?
out the name of all my attacks, so...
Okay.
Hit to shoulder!
Pre-warning.
Yeah.
Pre-warning your friend of exactly where you're.
But a
about to
jump
aim.
up in the air, because that's what I do. Ah! Hit to shoulder!
Yeah.
Okay, roll the hit. Just regular D20 roll.
18.
That will hit.
Yep.
That will hit for sure. So he cracks you right on your shoulder, and it hurts.
It wasn't meant to be that hard.
We're not going to roll for damage, but we will roll on the fact that would hurt quite a bit, getting hit in the shoulder. So you're being cracked in the shoulder.
Alright, I'm gonna go for a stab.
Vengeful little
Okay.
bugger.
Snacks amps up to stab his friend in the woods.
He's trying to
Be
play.
careful, boys.
And luckily, be careful, boys. Luckily, Cliche jumps out of the way nimbly and avoids the stabbing. Instead, sort of just cops a bit of a hit to the ribs. Instead, you guys want to keep going, or you?
No, that was probably just all the fun that 8-year-olds
Yeah,
should have
fair enough.
with the
Yeah.
stick fights.
That's about as far as it goes. You guys are close friends. You don't hate each other.
Sorry about that.
Yeah,
That was a good jump.
Maybe. I don't know. All right, cool.
We'll have to load for 3 seconds. I jumped in the air and
Literally
belted him
just
in the
start
shoulder.
All right, so from you guys haven't made it very far into the woods, so you just hear the dad's like, "Be careful, stop fucking around." As you hear them sort of sipping on their ale.
Dad, I found some mushrooms.
Why's your kid weird? What
That's
do you do?
great, son. Yep, you're the weird kid for sure.
My Bailey's special.
You can hear
I don't think any of them are super normal.
hear them drinking away at their brew.
What
You
timing?
don't know much about beer at this age. You just know that it's apparently brewed by mystical means and possesses some strange powers of some sort. But from what you've tasted of it, just tasted like horse piss. So, yeah.
Yep.
This is horse pissy. Yep.
And they call out and they're like, "Oh, by the way, watch out for that old hunter falcon. He'll clip your ears and add them to his necklace." And they just start laughing and sort of carrying on together. Somewhat of a folklorish tale that dads like to sort of scare the boys with
I
as you
see.
guys head through. Alright, you guys collecting wood or you...
I guess we should collect some wood,
Where's
yeah.
that? I'm getting cold. I'd like to collect some wood.
Alright, so give me an investigation as you go looking around for some woods. Find some decent wood. You got wood.
Where is
Can
investigation?
I add Can I do my nature check?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where is that?
why not?
Skills.
Investigation.
Go for nature actually. That's
Oh,
pretty
nature?
Yeah, why not?
I gotta say.
But I'm better. I'm better with investigation.
Oh, this should keep things interesting.
I'm the same on both.
I guess I'm
15.
too busy looking
Six.
looking at mushrooms and just distracted, completely distracted.
As you're focusing on your mushrooms, you just sort of blindly grab handfuls of twigs and sticks next to you, just sort of scrape them
Wet
up,
leaves.
gather them in your other arm, and then go back to focusing your attention on the mushrooms. Are you gathering the mushrooms as well, or are you just going to leave them there?
Yeah, no, I'll go the
Yeah.
mushrooms.
Alright, so you pick out a couple of the larger wild mushrooms as well, and you pick them up. And you rolled a decent one, but you did not.
No, I did
No,
not.
you did not. So you just grab whatever is down at the ground. So you grab two hands and just go, and with your sort of brute strength, just rip it up. And so you've got this chunk of grass with like dirt hanging off of it, a bit of like rotted wood, this bug sort of running up your arm, and you're just holding it like, got it.
I rolled 15, so I want to be the annoying kid who picks up too much.
Yeah, of course.
Because
Yeah,
like he's the
overachiever.
anime one as well, so he's just like, ha ha ha, with just stacks of wood.
The overachiever just grabs like actual wood that will actually burn on a fire, but way too much. So
Yeah.
now you're just completely laden to a point where you can't even see it in front of your face. They're now just like knocking into trees as you try and find your way back out of the woods.
Just
with a
clumsily dropping jelly beans. That's it.
stash. Alrighty, so
It's
you're,
a
gonna,
new way for cop.
you're taking it back, I assume. You're not gonna stand there holding it
We could try and light it ourselves in the middle of nowhere.
in the woods.
Sharpened
This
sticks.
can be good.
Yeah. No, we'll take it back to the adults.
Okay, alrighty. You take the wood piles back. You're at the back of it, just knocking into things. The men don't really take much notice.
They're
It's
used
just
to our
part
shit.
of the routine of getting you guys out of their hair for a little while.
They've been
Okay.
stuck in a fucking
Good.
wagon with us for hours.
Yeah, like imagine days of having kids on the road.
Hmm.
Ugh. Ugh. So they're like, "Yep, great. Go and get some more." And just continue drinking their ale.
Where's the responsibility in this lot?
Oh, that's exactly right. So they send you off again to just go and explore and have fun. You head back into the woods to gather some more wood.
Back into the forest.
To the forest, even?
Yeah.
Yes. All right.
Cool. I'd like to climb a tree.
Cool. Why not?
Talk about how high up I am.
Alright, well, I'm actually going to do the job and get it over and done with.
Right.
So I'm going to gather wood.
Okay. So
So
give me
after
another
ro-
nature check, and you give me an athletics. Did you go to scramble
Is that
up the tree?
one?
Yeah, I think it is. Yes. That's not
You
one of the
couldn't find
campaign.
any wood.
Got no wood. So looking around,
Uh,
the wood in this spot is not overly large, and it just seems really like rotten and just not what you're looking for. by the
you
looks of
didn't
it.
find wood in the woods.
You can't find wood
Tree
in,
fell on me.
in this area of the woods, at least. So,
I got 14 plus 4.
nice.
So.
You quickly just using your feet to start with, just to show off. You don't even use your arms until you get to a point where you run out of
Nimble
momentum.
elf.
You're like, and then catch yourself and reef yourself into the tree and start to climb up into the branches. Some
Cool.
15 feet high at the moment.
That's pretty good for
Nice.
an 8-year-old.
That's decent. All right.
Yeah, I'll look for some wood. He's gonna stumble
Okay, so
around.
Bailey's stumbling around looking for some wood.
Yeah, he's gonna.
So
Firewood,
you hear
firewood.
Snacks saying like, "There's no wood here."
15.
You find wood. Snacks is literally standing on this like decent sized log, and you're like, "What?" You just point over to it, and he just like looks down, like, "Oh."
This is from an oak tree. Fell 3 weeks ago.
Are you guys going to gather it up? This one is a decent size, and probably will need the both of you. to lift
I'm
it.
certainly
Alright,
probably
I'll
not going to be
assist.
much.
Much help.
Yeah, I'll try, but
Can't identify wood, cannot carry it.
yeah,
I'll,
I'll help. But yeah,
as I've scouted them from the thing, I'll come down and help. Why not?
So you're climbing up for
Fun.
Just showing off. Being those kids.
8-year-old.
Sure, you're climbing
Yeah,
up
yeah.
to see anything.
Yeah, those
or-
kids
I
just
was in a
climb trees.
supervision position, and then I saw that they needed help.
Cool.
I'll
So
go
you
give
see
them a
that
hand.
they need a hand, and you just sprightly swing down off of the branch and land on your feet at the ground.
Yeah.
And you give them a hand. So everyone roll a collective strength to try and drag this decent sized log out of the woods.
Oh, 17 flat.
Nice.
15 and 2, 17.
Nice. 17 and a 17.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
16.
Plus
Strength.
5.
Oh, damn.
Oh, sorry. Plus 3 for
Three.
strength.
3.
Say what the hell?
So
Literally
19.
nothing there says far.
Strong boy.
Yeah.
So easily enough, you guys just break off like a little sort of grab point, and yeah, The snacks in the front, just tucks it under an arm and just starts charging, and you boys from the back sort of grab a side each and start running through, and it's like you're running through the forest with like a ram. Just like charging through, just get out to the other side, and then men are like, too big, take it back.
Why do we have to take it back? Can we not just leave it here and sit on it?
No, we're joking.
Yeah.
Have fun.
But Dad, look at this lichen. Look at the color.
That's great, son. That's great.
Why are you always gonna be weird?
I just like lichen.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, is there any food?
Yeah. When we make it, go and have some fun. We'll start the fire now. You see them like just slowly starting to build the fire. They haven't even began to really put it together. They're in a hurry at this stage.
I want some soy curds.
All right, son, soon. All right.
Why are you so much higher all of a sudden?
Because he's 9.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kick the dirt and go. I'm gonna go find some berries.
All right, son, that's great.
I'm gonna go hunt a bear.
Never listening. Okay, son, have fun. Not paying any attention at all. Not paying any attention to what you guys are saying. You guys head back into the woods again to hunt bears and look for berries. And to cry about not having any soy curd. All right.
Cool.
You head back in. And what are you guys looking for? You actually looking for a bear? Or?
I'm just gonna look for animal tracks.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So both of you give me a survival as you look for things. Or a nature if you prefer it for yours, because you're looking for berries and such.
Oh, I'm better at survival.
Snacks, what are you doing at the moment?
I'm just gonna follow cliche.
Nice.
Yeah.
You could just follow them around.
So my survival was +3 and I rolled 15, so I got 18.
Nice. So you guys both got very high then.
21.
Cool. All right. So you delve a little bit deeper this time into the woods, knowing that you've already been in this spot and kind of done most of the things. You know that you're allowed to be sort of just outside of earshot of the dads and not too much further than that. Looking around the wood in this spot, it's not overly large, just small kindling and stuff like that, so nothing really worthwhile taking back. But what you do see is a small set of light footprints pressed into some like muddy sort of a track. And you see a single berry dropped into one of those footprints as if it was dropped by something eating it or having picked it up.
Do I identify it as edible?
You rolled a fairly decent nature.
It's
didn't
so
you?
weird. Don't eat that.
Yeah.
So trusting your senses, you pick the berry up and you have a sniff. And you're like,
The snozberries taste like snozberries.
Handy dice.
it's not a familiar berry to you, but it does smell nice.
Okay.
Can I investigate the animal track while he's doing that?
I'll pocket it. I won't eat it, but I'll pocket it.
Okay. All right. The animal track looks somewhat humanoid.
Humanoid. That's kind of boring. That's fine.
Okay, does it look like... Wait.
Is it
I
bear?
wanted to hunt a
or-
bear.
You just give up entirely. You see tracks that aren't a bear's, you're like, nah.
Is it like shoe prints? Like it's definitely
It doesn't
human
look
or
like
civil?
it was wearing a shoe, but it looks like the press of a bare foot in the ground of something that has 5 toes, roughly.
Right.
Yeah, it's a very light footprint, but it still looks sort of the same shape as you guys.
I say we
it's
follow.
humanoid.
Humanoid, yeah. Yeah.
Let's go see if he knows where the bears are. Run off.
No interest in where whose footprints these are.
They have berries.
I'm a bit quicker and a little bit more nimble than them, so I'm going to run off in the
Oh
direction
god!
of the...
You go running off in the direction of the footprints.
Yeah.
Give me another survival as you start to follow these footprints through the woods. You guys start to try and keep up, right?
Yeah.
Following.
Yes,
I'm going to try and race cliche.
Nice.
like a fat kid running with a backpack. It's just, everything's dangling and my big finger I'm like not keeping up.
Nah,
Like,
100%. You'll definitely drop behind. And as you drop behind further, you do see some more of these berries, and a couple of them are actually on a bush.
That's a,
About 15 feet from where you guys started. There's some more of them on a bush
Can
itself.
So I
I
rolled
attempt to
19
recall some lore about it?
Alrighty. You're gonna try and recall lore of it?
Yeah, like
Yeah, it's gonna be like a.
would that be in nature?
It's hard because it's sort of history, but it's also nature. But we'll go with nature because it's way naturey. So, yeah, give me another nature as you find the actual bush that this is all part of.
That'd be 21.
So you know a little bit about sort of healing medicine and things like that. And these look to be part of a bush called the Goodberry Bush.
Okay.
As opposed to the bad berry bush.
Yes.
the twist is.
And you know that they have some sort of a healing effect. But you've never actually managed to see one or smell one or taste one before.
Yeah.
But it does excite you. So
Yeah, I will. I'll bring out. I've got plenty of open pouches, I suppose, for this exact reason. So I'll just, in a rush, just break off a branch and just, a bundle or something.
Alright.
They're like
Put as much
racing
as I can
off
into
the
like a
tracks
little
and he's
pouch.
like, berries.
awesome. So doesn't look like there's that many berries left on this bush.
So it looks like it's been like.
It looks like it's fairly picked over. There's
Okay.
probably 4 or 5 berries that are on the bush and another 1 or 2 on the ground. Looks like whatever has been picking at this has sort of run off quite quickly. And yeah, so you grab whatever you can of these berries and a couple of branches as well, just because you can. Maybe there's some sort of quality in the branch that you're thinking about possibly trying to utilize later, or even trying to grow from the plant. You chuck that into your pouch. These guys are well ahead of you by this stage because you are just completely all over this plant. So you guys probably some 30, 40 feet into the woods now, past our Bailey friend here. And you're following these footprints, you're actually managing to keep up at a good pace, but also follow the footprints. And then you guys hear like a rustle in the leaves nearby, and you guys both just stop dead. How was that?
Alright, I'm gonna yeet my sharpened stick through the leaves.
Barbarian move.
Okay. Alrighty. Give me an attack roll.
12.
Damn, son. Plus, what's your regular attack? Like, just you hear the rustle in the leaves stop, and you just hear something like start to like slide, like sort of shuffle on the ground on the other side of the leaves, and yeah, you just hear whimpering.
Come out. We can hit you again. If you don't.
You just hear whimpering. You just
It's
hear
like a childish voice, so it's like, get the fuck out here!
you just hear dragging. Are you catching up to the boys?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm
Right,
thinking at least.
Okay. But by this stage, you would have caught up. These guys have stopped for a little while. They've thrown your javelin at someone, or your stick, and you just hear whimpering in the bushes as well. So whatever it is isn't moving much.
I want to go in and get it out. Drag it by its leg.
All right. You approach the noise. It's a small creature wearing rags. It's clutching a small pouch in its small hands.
Harry Potter mustn't return to Hogwarts.
His small leg snagged in a jagged rabbit trap. A stick protruding out of the side of his stomach as well. Like, just managed to catch him on his side. Each of you, and you grab this thing by the scrawn of its neck and just drag it out of the bushes in front of everyone. And it's like, just whimpering. You've never seen an orc before, but you've seen pictures and books of them. And usually with large bared teeth and swords or crude weapons. But this one looks far smaller than the photos, perhaps only an infant. And then you wake up.
Oh. Next time on Dungeons and Discourse, I refuse cliches advances.
I'm just gonna reach out a hand and be like, least you can do is help me out, dude.
I refuse. And I let performance anxiety get the best of me.
We have a performer tonight in our midst. Regular, you will all know him. He's a soy farmer, but I know him as a friend. Snacks.
I'll jump from the railing.